Okay, so here are the things that we've been working on during his stay using just kibble. I have him on leash so that I have control of the environment, and we've been doing some focus on cue. So I've been doing focus, asking him to look at me right into my eyes using the food, and then actually to ignore the food and look at me in order to get the food. So nice loose leash, that looks like this. Focus, lots of encouragement, good boy. I use a marker word, which you'll hear in a second, which is Y-E-S, good boy. Yes, that indicates to him he's performed the correct behavior and he's gonna get paid. So focus, holding it for about 10 to 15 seconds here with some minor distraction. Yes, good boy, good, very nice. And we'll go ahead and do the harder one. Focus. What a good boy. If he looks at the food, I ignore him. Good boy. When he's looking at me, who is smiling, good boy. Yes, he gets paid, okay? We've implemented, I know you know he knows the sit and down, but we've implemented that in English and kind of on verbal. So sit, yes, good boy. And down with not too much of a hand signal. Down, yes, good boy, very nice. Cooper, sit, yes, good boy. So that's just the sit and down. We've also started the stay on cue. Haven't done a lot of this, but looks like this. Hand signal in front of the face, stay, step out with the opposite foot to about the end of the leash, about 5-10 seconds. Back beside him, I count to 3. Yes, good boy, good work, Cooper. Okay, and okay is his release cue for that one. We've done it both in a sit and we started it down, so we'll show you that one. Down. I reward him each time he goes into the down by placing the treat on the floor. That keeps him in the down position. Stay. Down. Stay. Yes, good boy, very good. So we've been working at stays at gates, doorways, this sort of thing, because he has a habit of pushing. So every gate, every door, he has to sit and stay when I open the door and then gets invited through. We've been doing some targeting, and that's what we talked about, where he has to put his nose on my hand. That's a really important one for like emergency recall, so get back to me quickly. Maybe there's a bear or something that I need him to get away from, or if he's just pulling on leash, which he hasn't done a lot of, but we'll see this here. Okay, ready? Let's go, Mr. Leaf Eater. So I back up and say, Cooper, touch. His job is to put his nose, yes, on my hand. He hears that yes again, and he gets rewarded. So I've done this that way, like just by walking him around and then calling him back. So we'll do that again, where he's just kind of distracted, I back away. Cooper, touch. Yes, good boy. And he gets rewarded there. And I've also done it by releasing him to a treat and calling him back to me. So I take the treat and I say, take it. I let him go pick it up. It's right here in the... Needs to work on using his nose. Good. Cooper, touch. Yes, good boy. And then I also get in the habit of grabbing his collar when he comes in on that touch so that I've got a hold of him. So if you're off leash and I needed to get him, take it. Good. Cooper, touch. He comes in. Yes. I grab the collar. I've got a hold of him. So that gives me some control. We've also done leave it. That's a big one. So leave it for grabbing things out of hands or off of counters. As we talked about, he knows as well. So hand is nice and flat with treats. Leave it. He's to look away, give me some space, and hopefully glance up at me. Yes! And then he gets rewarded. I want that connection of him looking at me before he gets rewarded, so he knows that it's about me and not the food. Leave it. This is a newer one. Yes! Good boy as far as the connection, so it's taking him a few seconds there. Same thing with the food on the floor. Leave it. So if I'm dropping things, leave it. I want him glancing up. Yes! And then he can reward himself that way. So that's gonna be your impulse control. If he goes to grab something, we're gonna say leave it. For the jumping, I've been doing a little bit of just running around and then quick sit. So immediately, yes, he gets rewarded when his butt is on the floor for 3 seconds. You can do that when people come into the house. I'd have him on a leash. Sits before greeting, sits before anyone pays attention. And this little kind of silly sit, the high arousal, low arousal, getting him excited. So he's ready to jump and then just controlling it. Sit. Yes, good boy. I think that's everything. Focus, leave it, down, sit, stay. Oh, we did a little bit of healing, tiny bit. So that just asking him to walk with me. That's it. So I'm using the word, having him sit beside me. Good boy, yes. And then I'm using the word heel, heel. And having the treats just close to my hip. Teaching him to stay with me. And then when I stop, he should Yes, automatically sit. So that's just keeping him engaged, and that's just the healing. He's not a big puller on leash, so the touch if you need it, but the healing, who's a good boy, will be helpful as well. So if you have any questions, you can let me know.